Today we found out the real reason why 50 Cent ain't letting this Diddy beef go. Why they gonna be beefing for life. And the truth finally came out today in court after a bunch of denial and denying from everybody involved. Let's rewind a little bit. Do y'all remember when this guy on your left called Lil Rod, when he sued Diddy for playing with his publishing? So Lil Rod and Diddy worked on an album. Apparently Diddy jerked him out of some publishing. So Lil Rod decided he was gonna do a lawsuit where he's gonna sue Diddy not only for the publishing, but he's going to reveal all of Diddy's secrets and claim that Diddy violated him too.
Hey, because I run shit. I'm saying? I run shit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Little Rod ain't worth giving his kingdom to if we don't control his publishing. I can solve his efforts with 3 other human beings. He's eating at our table, and I like his backstory, but you need to have other people. It's hard to work with him unless we have his power. He's a piece of human, but we do not need his talent unless we can work with him.
But this is how 50 Cent and his baby mama tie into this. So according to Lil Rod, Diddy bragged about having several women on a monthly stipend, according to Lil Rod. The women who receive these payments, he claims, are Young Miami, Carisha, Jade Ramsey, don't know who she is, and Daphne Joy. Now, he claims that Diddy told him that these women were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Comb egg workers. 50 Cent, being a complete savage, didn't shy away from Lil Rod and his claims about his baby mama. 50 Cent would take to his Instagram with a caption that says, "I didn't know you was an egg worker, you little egg worker. LOL, yo, this ish is a movie." Now, this will cause some friction between him and his baby mama because she will claim what Lil Rod is saying is completely false. In response to Lil Rod accusing her of being an egg worker in the lawsuit, she would write, "I am deeply hurt by the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I am an egg worker is 100% false and character assassination. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorney." But she didn't stop there. She would also levy accusations against 50 Cent because 50 Cent co-signed the fact that she was an egg worker. In a response to 50 Cent on her IG story, she would claim that 50 Cent is wreaking havoc, frenzy, and chaos on people's lives, claiming that 50 Cent think it's a joke, but actually it's not a joke because their lives are currently at risk and their safety is compromised. She would claim that she moved to New York to give him the opportunity to be a father, but 50 Cent hasn't really taken that opportunity how she would like him to. And she would also say, "Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of graping me and physically violating me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last and final time." The way she was talking, bro, you would think this woman was innocent, and 50 Cent and Lil Rod, they was lying on her, and she couldn't possibly know where they was getting this from. 50 Cent would end up suing her, forcing her to retract her claims that he raped her or he put hands on her. Now, here's the thing. Daphne Joy has been denying that she was ever a woman receiving a monthly stipend in exchange to be Diddy little egg worker. And she has pretty much lived with that until today, where she was forced to come to court and testify under oath. And all the lies that she's been telling about how she's never done that is not true. She got respect for herself. That went out the window during this testimony, bro. She spilled the beans. And she confessed to everything that she was being accused of. The only thing that I was surprised about while like listening to her testify was, yo, how cheap a lot of these famous chicks are. You be thinking these famous chicks got money? No, they are broke. And she's an example of this.
Jane Doe has officially taken the stand. She's victim number 2. She will be on the stand for several days, and a lot of her testimony sounds very similar to Cassie's. First met Diddy in 2020 on a girls' trip to Miami, and at the time, he was dating her friend, but he was still flirting with her and offered her his number. Two began texting and were calling each other nicknames. She would call him Ernie, and he would call her Bert. The day after meeting her, he texted her saying he wanted to take her out, but she texted him back saying it felt complicated. At the time of meeting Diddy, she was living on the East Coast and said that he was pursuing her, and when her friend got engaged to someone else, she decided to give it a go.
Her testimony really showcased how these women ain't victims, bro. They're not. Like, they knew what they were signing up for, and they were going along with it for the bag. She went on a girls' trip with her homegirl who was dating Diddy at the time. And you know what she did on that like trip, bruh? She got Diddy's number. Began to talk to Diddy behind the homegirl's back, pretending like, oh, I don't want to do nothing with you until cut it out, bruh. And the homegirl ain't no better. Apparently, like after flying out with Diddy, getting bust down, getting her cheeks clapped, getting tossed all type of ways silly, she was married and moved out the country a few months later. Come on, bruh. So, come on, son. I can almost guarantee, bro, whoever like the simp was that married that chick and took her out the country to live, bruh, that man was dating that chick while she was getting her cheeks clapped by Diddy. You don't go from being with Diddy to a few months later, you married and out the country already, bruh. Cut it out. But Daphne Joy will say that once the friend apparently moved on, her and Diddy began a relationship. And what you will witness during this entire testimony, Daphne Joy is a bum, scrub, brokey, super broke. And she would essentially leech off of Diddy for whatever paper he would give her.
In January of 2021, she said she flew out to Miami to have their first date and they spent 5 days in a hotel room. Said they had dinner on the balcony, they went all the way, and she let him know that she had a child with someone that he knew. This person did not get along with Diddy, but he said that he didn't mind. During those 5 days, she said they did get dressed up and go out to a restaurant, and she was head over heels. A month later for her birthday, Diddy took her to Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas for a 15-day luxury trip, and KK was there as well as a chef, a butler, and at one point even a barber. Diddy gifted her a bracelet that said love, and she told him that she was an influencer and that's how she made money. So because he was taking her away from her work, he wired her $10,000.
These chicks got game, I tell you. You an influencer, bro. You can post from anywhere in the world. You ain't miss a dime going on vacation. As a matter of fact, going on vacation actually helps you because you're able to take better pictures. But the only reason she's testifying is because they want to prove that Diddy was paying her for a monthly stipend to engage in rendezvous with other men. That's the only reason she's testifying, and she testified to that. But it didn't really seem at first that it was a direct transaction until she expressed that she didn't really want to do it anymore. That's when Diddy began to dangle the carrot over her head, like, hey, you don't want to do the free calls? Like they call it hotel time. Don't want to do the free calls no more? Well, hey, bro, how you going to pay your rent? Hey, bro, you got to go in 3 months.
She testified that he introduced her to X, Molly, Snow, and Came, and those were the substances that they would take every time that they would sleep together. She said that part of her life became very intense because every time that would happen, there would be red lighting, corn playing, she would wear dancer shoes, lingerie, and coated in baby oil. It would often last 24 hours, and it first started off making love, but turned into something else. She said that she and Diddy would often talk about his fantasies, and then said in May of 2021 in Miami, after being awake and high for 24 hours, he had brought it up. He suggested making one of the fantasies come true and inviting a man to the hotel, and she got nervous. He said Diddy's assistant started to prep the room, there was red lighting, and a man named Dawn showed up. He said Diddy and Dawn started talking, and she was sitting on the couch with her robe on, legs crossed, and she was nervous. When Diddy told her to stand up and start dancing to ease her nerves. He said Dawn was only wearing underwear and Diddy was making himself happy. And then you know the rest. She and Dawn started doing things, then she and Diddy did things, and said it was taboo and thrilling at first, but it opened Pandora's box. Now Diddy would call these sessions freak-offs with Cassie, but she said with her it was debauchery or hotel nights.
That wasn't the only difference between her and Cassie. With Cassie's testimony, they're trying to prove Diddy made Cassie do it. He coerced Cassie. He made Cassie do it by force. He would put hands on Cassie. With the Daphne chick, they're not accusing Diddy of forcing this woman to do anything. They're accusing Diddy of making this transactional. She did it the first time because she really liked Diddy. After a while, it turned into a transaction. Well, and that's illegal, right? Like, you can't pay somebody to engage in sexual activities. That's prostitution. That's illegal. And one of the charges is transportation to engage in prostitution. And that carries a 10-year, I think like a 10-year maximum. So if anything, if anything goes wrong, meaning if the prosecutor absolutely blows this case from this point forward, Diddy is gonna get found guilty of at least 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Cassie and this woman. And I don't feel like after Cassie's testimony, that can even be disputed. We can dispute whether or not they were forced to do it. I don't think they were forced to do it. I think they did this willingly for the love of money. But Diddy still transported them to engage in rendezvous and paid them monthly stipends. Not really Cassie, but Daphne and other women, I believe Diddy paid them monthly stipends to engage in these activities and then threatened to take it away once they expressed they wanted to stop.
And she said after that one time, it happened every time she saw him. And she said these nights were not short. It lasted 20 to 30 hours, involved 24 bottles of baby oil, and always followed the same script: red lights, substances, escorts, and doing it while Diddy was doing his thing. She had told Diddy she didn't want to do this anymore in writing and verbally. He would respond and tell her, "That's fine. If we break up, I'm not paying your rent." Because of that, she felt obligated to continue and said that Diddy was paying her $10,000 a month for rent and gave her cash, wired her up to $20,000 at a time, and told her to stay beautiful, available, and ready at a moment's notice. Whenever Diddy wanted these nights to happen, she said, "I always had child care ready." Because of this, she said she kept her appearance perfect, rarely saw her friends, and said her social media career dwindled. At one point, she tried to ask Diddy about being on OF because one of her model friends were on there, but he said no. He talked about a time when she went to the south of France in the summer of 2021 and said he was angry in the voice notes that he was sending her. Also talked about the fact that he wanted her to look a certain way during these sessions, saying he wanted her to have straight hair with a ponytail and wanted her to pierce, upstairs. He said they did take a short break in 2023, but it didn't stop the pattern of these nights. He said they got back together in February of 2024, which was after Cassie had filed her lawsuit, and broke up a few months before his arrest. And she told the jury, "It felt like a door I wanted to shut, but I couldn't."
With her specifically, I ain't trying to hear that victim talk, bruh. It's a door I wanted to shut but couldn't. Cut it out, bruh. I don't want to hear none of that, bruh. None of it. She got with Diddy after Cassie's lawsuit. She got with Diddy after seeing the Cassie video. You were well aware who you was dealing with. This is not somebody who forced you to do anything. No. And even the prosecutors ain't gonna play like that. But because these women, especially women like Daphne, she understands that the stigma that comes with you, that you agreed to essentially be an egg worker for Diddy, you agreed to get bust down by multiple men. Listen, she probably got with Diddy with like a 50-person body count. By the time she left Diddy, man, she probably had like 200. So you essentially ran up your body count by allegedly 150 people. For $10K a month, cool, I hope it was worth it. But now people is looking at you as recreational use only in perpetuity. Like the only man who would probably ever love you at this point is Diddy, because I don't feel like I don't see any man who ain't starving, because she don't got no paper. To me, $10K a month is like, that's light. Like, that's crazy. For only $10K a month? A regular guy can give you $10K a month, bro. Diddy a billionaire. So you sold yourself short in that regard. But the only man who would probably wife her up is like a man working like a regular BS 9 to 5 who sees her as a come up, right? A man who's starving, don't got no crib, no car, no nothing, but he sees her as a come up. But I don't see no man who's worth their salt. I don't see another celebrity, another Jason Derulo, because that's who she also dated before Diddy was Jason Derulo. I don't see a Jason Derulo-esque wifing you up or holding your hands in public. Those days is over with. And I hope that $10K a month was worth it. But don't try to play that victim card now, bro. Don't try to move it like, oh, you was coerced or forced to do it, to try to maybe save face. So when men want to hold it against you, say, bro, I was forced to do it. I couldn't control it. Cut it out, bro. Oh, my God. But I can see why 50 Cent would despise Diddy. I would see why 50 Cent ain't squashed his beef with Diddy yet. Because, when you look at Diddy, you got to look at a man who had multiple male escorts, like I'm releasing bodily fluid all on your baby mama. And she came home and kissed, oh, nah, bro. Because 50 Cent did say in an Instagram caption a couple of weeks ago, "Don't kiss my son on the lips, you egg worker." So he understands that, what went on, bruh. You got probably 150 men, man. You skiing, pissing, all type of stuff on your baby mama, man. I would hate him too. That's my son's mother. He gotta live with this forever. The internet is here to stay. Now my son gotta deal with this forever, man. Oh my God. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, okay? Do y'all think that 50 Cent will ever get over this Diddy situation? Do you guys believe that 50 Cent baby mama was a victim? Or you think she signed up for it? Let me know. And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen, man, to find out why this interviewer, who got really super heated, find out why this aggressive interviewer went off after this rapper dissed Lil Durk. I'm gonna see you guys in this video somewhere on my screen. Out of here, folks. Peace.